Pope Francis, the first Latin American leader of the Roman Catholic Church, has died.
Pope Francis has died. The Vatican announced his passing earlier this morning at age 88, following weeks of reported health complications, including heart failure and a respiratory relapse that had worsened over Easter. He passed away in the Apostolic Palace, surrounded by his closest aides, as bells tolled across Vatican City. And now, the world enters one of the most solemn, mysterious, and powerful transitions in global religious history. Let's walk through what happens next, what it means for the Catholic Church, and who might become the next pope. The death of a sitting pope is no ordinary passing. It's not just the head of the Catholic Church, it's the spiritual leader of over 1.3 billion people worldwide. According to Vatican protocol, the first step is the official confirmation of death by the Camerlengo, a cardinal who oversees the transition period. He enters the Pope's chamber, calls him by name 3 times, and if there is no response, he declares the Holy Father dead. The papal ring, the symbol of office, is then crushed with a silver hammer in a centuries-old ritual to ensure no documents can be falsely sealed in the Pope's name. Over the next 9 days, known as Novem Diales, the Church holds daily masses in memory of the deceased Pope. His body is embalmed, dressed in red papal vestments, and displayed inside St. Peter's Basilica for public mourning. Heads of state, religious leaders, and millions of pilgrims are expected to arrive in Rome to pay their respects. The funeral and burial typically take place between the 4th and 6th day after death. He will likely be buried beneath the Vatican in the crypt under St. Peter's Basilica, near the tombs of past popes. But beyond mourning lies a bigger question. Why is there even a pope? What is his purpose in today's world? According to Catholic doctrine, the pope is the successor of St. Peter, the apostle chosen by Jesus to lead his followers. Over the centuries, this evolved into the papacy, a spiritual and political office that oversees doctrine, church law, diplomacy, and guidance for over 1 billion Catholics worldwide. The Pope is also head of the Vatican City State, a sovereign entity in the heart of Rome. He appoints bishops, convenes synods, canonizes saints, and in times of crisis, like pandemics or war, acts as a moral voice to the world. But now that Pope Francis has passed, the Church enters a period called sede vacante, meaning the seat is vacant. Which brings us to the biggest question on everyone's mind. Who will be the next pope? Several names have already emerged as likely contenders. Here are some of the frontrunners. 1. Cardinal Matteo Zuppi, Italy. Archbishop of Bologna and known as the Italian Francis, Zuppi is progressive, humble, and close to Pope Francis himself. He's deeply engaged in interfaith dialogue and peace work, including missions in Ukraine and Africa. 2. Cardinal Peter Turkson, Ghana. A leading figure from Africa, Turkson is known for his global leadership on climate and social justice. He once headed the Vatican's dicastery for integral human development and has long been seen as papabile, a viable candidate. 3. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Philippines. Often called the Asian Francis, Tagle is charismatic and media-savvy. He's popular in developing countries and represents the rapidly growing Catholic base in Asia. 4. Cardinal Christoph Schönborn, Austria. Respected theologian and editor of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. While older, his moderate stance could make him a consensus pick. 5. Cardinal Jean-Marc Aveline, France. Archbishop of Marseille and a rising star in the European Church. He's young, articulate, and has been active in outreach to immigrants and Muslims, 2 of Pope Francis's biggest focus areas. 6. Cardinal Mauro Gambetti, Italy. Once a Franciscan friar, now a Vatican insider. He's in charge of the papal household and is trusted by many in Rome. Each candidate reflects a different future for the church. Will it lean progressive, conservative, global south, traditional Europe? We'll find out soon, because the process is already underway. Once the Novemdials ends, the College of Cardinals, around 120 of them under age 80, will enter conclave. That means total isolation in the Sistine Chapel until they elect the next pope. No phones, no internet, no outside contact, just silence, prayer, and secret ballots. Voting takes place up to 4 times a day. To win, a candidate must receive 2/3 of the votes. After each round, ballots are burned. If no pope is elected, the smoke is black. If a pope is chosen, the smoke turns white, and the bells of St. Peter's ring. Then comes the iconic announcement, Habemus Papam, we have a pope. A new spiritual leader walks onto the balcony to greet the world. This transition isn't just about religion. It's about politics, diplomacy, and the soul of a global institution. Pope Francis was known for humility, climate advocacy, and social outreach. Whoever takes his place will either carry that torch or change the direction entirely. One thing is certain, the world is watching. This is Timeline Brief. Subscribe for global power stories that matter. And like this video if you think choosing a pope should still matter in 2025.